Shalom, shalom. This is your brother Amar Wakar. Back with another lesson, giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakar Kodesh. Double honors to the apostles and elder bishops of great milestone as always, and peace and blessings to the elect and the great multitude destined for salvation. Just thinking about some things. Just watching how these Edomites are moving. I'm talking about these low-level ones as well, man. Because especially the ones out in Babylon, they're getting hyped up by, the current president, man. Probably the final president of the United States, man. They're getting hyped up and getting emboldened. So you see in the Edomites now, especially out there and over here in the UK. But it's all, it's a domino effect. You see them getting emboldened now, getting more braver with how they really feel about themselves and about everybody else, man. A couple of examples. You have that Shiloh Hendricks openly calling a young boy, 5-year-old Jake, the N-word. I'm just going to keep it like that because I don't know how YouTube's going to behave with me saying certain things, so I'm just going to say the N-word. And then you had, what else did you have? Oh, you had the other woman on Piers Morgan, man, openly admitting that she uses the N-word, man, all the time. You see, and that's on national television, man. So she doesn't give a shit anymore. She's not worried about her job, if she has one, or anything like that. You had a video of a guy. He was walking around in some event with an SS, a Nazi SS T-shirt on, man. We're not caping for them Amalekites, them small hats, man. But it is what it is, man. They hate them as much as they hate us. I'm sure there's something else I'm forgetting. I saw a video of this young black brother getting put in a headlock because some Edomite who works as a caretaker of an apartment building was asking him if he lived there. Thought he had the right to ask him that and get him in the headlock. And this has been going on for some time now. And now they're just getting raw with it. And you had a woman, I did a video with this woman on British television talking about how colonialism had its benefits. They made it sound like they went over to these other lands to help the other lands when they went over there to rob and steal, man. Yeah, you might have left infrastructure there, but the infrastructure that you left was for yourselves, man. You built that infrastructure so you could, manufacture the goods that would, process the goods that were there, and ship them out, man. You didn't build, and whatever else you built was for your own comfort. You didn't build those things in those countries for the benefit of the countries. Those countries were set up already, man. They had their own knowledge, they had their own ways, they had their own ways of currency and commerce. If colonialism was so good, man, them countries that they did it to would be much better off now, but they're not. They're worse off, man. You look in all the European museums, man, and they're filled up with stuff from everywhere else. You got these museums in London. They're filled up with places, with objects, from other countries, man, that they robbed and pillaged. So these devils, man, they've had their time, man. They've been emboldened for a long time, and now these lower level ones are coming up now, talking a lot, but they're about to go down. That's why, man, their time is nearly up. They think that they're at the pinnacle of their power because they can talk like this, and they got people that are in control that are what we call in politics the right wingers, man. But that's not the case. Let's read some scriptures anyway. We've been talking a lot. Second Ezra's 6 and 7, it says, Then answered I and said, What shall be the part and asunder of the times, or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth. And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Right? And we've been reading this a lot because we're in those times, man. Or we're in that time. We've been in that time for a longest, but the end is quite, it's manifesting. And, once people when someone's knows they're about to go, you see a lot of people that are terminally ill. What do? They have a bucket list, man, and they just do all the things they've ever wanted to do. That's what Esau and Edom is doing right now, man. They're on their way out and they're just getting crazy with it. They think they're desperately trying to grasp and hold on to what they've got. They know it's slipping away. But why? Because they're being exposed, man. People are starting to see what they're about. Let me read this. This is Psalms 58, and let me start. From the top, actually, it says, "Do ye indeed speak righteousness, O congregation? Do ye judge uprightly, O ye sons of men? Yea, in heart ye work wickedness, ye weigh the violence of your hands in the earth. The wicked are estranged. From the womb they go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies." So their whole foundation, their power structure has been built on lies, man. They'll have the world believing that they went around and they had all the knowledge and the power, and they had bought hygiene and all that sort of stuff, and plumbing and academics and all that stuff that is heavy in the world, man. Scholarly behavior, and no, man, they didn't bring any of that stuff. That was brought to them. You just got to read a few books, man. There's books out there that detail, Jake's rule in Europe, right? Jake's being in places way before these Edomites were there, man. Like the Mayans, man. They're Israelites. Or you see the Gadites, man. And these people were they were heavy in agriculture, man, and languages. And they had their own systems of plumbing and stuff like that. So you're talking about people. Look, all Esau and Edom done is complicate things, whereas before things was the old path, man. The scriptures talk about that. It's going back to the old path as well, man. Once everything is set back in place. Let me read on. Yeah, so as I was saying, speaking lies, man. They established the whole foundation. The whole foundation is established from lies, man. That's how they stay in power. Continuously using the media to throw out stereotypes of other people while maintaining the stereotype of them being, the best, basically. It says, verse 4 says, "Their poison is like the poison of a serpent. They are like the death adder that stoppeth the air, which will not hearken to the voice of charmers, charming ever so wisely." And the thing is, these Edomites, these low-level Edomites, they eat up that sort of narrative, man, because they're the low-level Edomites. So they need to be reminded, or they need to believe that they are better than everybody else. Even the poorest of most run-down Edomites will turn around and call Jacob the N-word, man. That's crazy. I could walk the street in a business suit, briefcase, step out of a Mercedes, or whatever, and have one of them devils call me the N-word because they think they're better than me simply because of the way I look. as I the colour of my skin. They're low level, man. It says, verse 6 says, break their teeth, O Yahweh, in their mouth. Break out the great teeth of the young lions, O Lord. That's how Jake talks, man. You know, that's how you know the Most High is you know how he looks like us, man, or we're from him, because that's how Jake's talk, man. It says, let them melt away as waters which run continually. When he bendeth his bow to shoot his arrows, let them be as cut in pieces. As a snail which melteth, let every one of them pass away, like the untimely birth of a woman, that they may not see the sun. It's crazy, man. But that's poetry. It says, before your pots fill the thorns, he shall take them away as a whirlwind, both living and in his wrath. The righteous shall rejoice when he seeth the vengeance. He shall wash his feet in the blood of the wicked. Ooh. That's crazy, man. The slaughter's coming for them, and rightfully so, man. They run amok on this earth. You know, they run amok. They're the minority. They call everyone else the minorities. How mad is that? And so much so they have other people who they call the minorities using the term minorities. POCs, people of colour. These Jakes out here calling themselves black all the time, man. That's something that these Edomites told you to say. Powerless, man, and you're powerless. Look, Job 9. Did I finish that? Did I actually finish that? Let me finish it. So that a man shall say, verily, there is a reward for the righteous. Verily, he is a power that judgeth in the earth. Yeah, man. Because Jake's running around. Oh, if there was a God, why has he let this happen? Well, his time is playing out, man. Right? The righteous are going to see. Right, that he judges the earth, man. There's a reward for the righteous. Sometimes you have to wait. Like we're on punishment right now, man. You know what I mean? The Most High says when we're off punishment, not us. Anyway, Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? Right, so the earth is given into their hands, man. They hold all the power. That's why they can manipulate history, manipulate what you see on TV and what you read in the papers and how you view people. Right, they use their social media, which is a tool that people were tricked into believing it what they call it, social media, when it's really it's a means to coerce and you know, manipulate cultures and people's thoughts, the way they think, you know, and to perpetuate more of their lies, man. Cover up the faces of the judges thereof, man. Yeah, because now, you know, you got these rats. I've got to be careful. You got these, you know, when I'm talking about them small hats, man. Talking about how they're us. And they firmly believe it, right? And that's really down to the Most High, man. You know, he did say that he would strip us of our heritage, man. So that's just prophecy in itself. So, and that's another thing. I mean, how are they going to walk around saying that they're us when the scriptures say that the heritage of Israel will be taken from them, man? So how are these people? How do they know who they are? How are they out there establishing a state, right? When that's the scriptures doesn't say it's going to happen like that. The Lord said He will put us back in the land, right? And there'll be war no more. And all they're doing is creating war, man. Anyway, let's move on from them. This is Proverbs 24:19. It says, "Fret not thyself because of evil men, neither be thou envious at the wicked, for there shall be no reward to the evil man. The candle of the wicked shall be put out." So we ain't gonna have to put up with this crap from these demons anymore, man. That time is coming, man. We believe that. We don't care if they believe it. We don't care if you other Israelites out there are going to deny Yahweh or shy, thinking that you can get yourself out of this mess. Listen, the time has moved on where we're in the higher technology and information. You're even further away from being able to overcome this, man. If you was to talk about back in the day, like hundreds of years ago, man, you probably had a better chance then, because it would have just been man against man, weapon against weapon. Now you got armies, whole armies, right, and police forces that will rain down on you, man. You haven't got a hope in hell these days to overcome the oppressor without Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. That's ridiculous, man. Oh, we gotta come together, brothers and sisters. We gotta rise, grand rising. What the fuck is that? What, a grand rising? There ain't no grand rising like that, man. The only grand rising is gonna come through the elect of Israel, man. Right, and Yahweh Shai coming back, raising up those men that went to sleep in this truth, right? Building up them men that are here now, building the house of David, man, establishing the kingdom, man, on earth. That's the only way. This is Psalms 37 and 1. It says, "Fret not thyself because of evil doers, neither be thou envious against the workers of iniquity, for they shall soon be cut down like the grass, and wither as the green herb." You see that? It says, "Trust in the Lord and do good, so shalt thou dwell in the land, and verily thou shalt be fed. Delight thyself in the Lord, and he shall give thee the desires of thine heart. Commit thy way unto the Lord, trust also in him, and he shall bring it to pass. And he shall bring forth thy righteousness as the light, and thy judgment as the noonday. Rest in the Lord, and wait patiently for him. Fret not thyself because of him who prospereth in his way, because of the man who bringeth wicked devices to pass." Right. So we got to wait in the Lord, man. And that's the problem with Jakes, man. They got no patience, man. You think we don't hasten? The scriptures tell us that we should hasten, man, for the return of Yahushua. That just means that's putting your faith in, putting your work in, and putting your faith in, man. Ultimately, there's no matter hasten that's going to change the time when Yahweh decides to send his son back, man, our Lord and Savior Yahweh Shai. There ain't no, that it is what it is, but it doesn't mean we're supposed to just sit here and languish and think, Yahweh Shai is going to come back when he comes back. No, man, that's why we're doing this. It's a vibration we're putting out there, man. I'm going to finish off in Malachi, man. This is Malachi 1:1. It says, "The burden of the word of the Lord to Israel by Malachi. I have loved you, saith the Lord. Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother, saith the Lord? Yet I loved Jacob, and I hated Esau, and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness." So the Most High hates these devils, man. Right? It says, "Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord have indignation forever." So they're going down. Pure and simple, man. We're going to see, the world is going to see that the Lord is dealing with us. The Lord loves us, man. Alright? Yeah. Okay, so on that note, I'm going to close. I'm going to give all praises on the glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Kadash. But honestly, the apostles and elder bishops, a great millstone, peace and blessings to the elect, and a great multitude destined for salvation. Shalom.